Here's something that a lot of people who teach copywriting and marketing don't want you to know. Even if you do a great job following their methods, even if you follow it to the letter and you launch your copywriting, your sales letter, your video, your landing page, your funnel, your campaign, whatever it is, you put it out in the market. Even if you follow their methods to the letter and you've done a good job and you're skilled, you're still likely to end up with failures. When you're launching marketing campaigns, you're still likely to end up with failures. And here's something else that you should know. The best marketers know this the best. This is why, for example, the biggest direct mail marketers in the world, in the heyday of direct mail, they would hire multiple top direct response copywriters at $25,000, $50,000 per package, per project. And they would hire these, and they would hire 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, each at $25,000 each, plus the cost of mailing, to test all of them at once to see which one worked best, planning to only keep one, planning to only have one of those be the most successful package that they're then able to roll out. Because they knew, of course, that by finding the one that works best out of those 4 from these talented, highly qualified, high-quality copywriters, they would have something that could potentially, make up the losses from that initial test, plus much, much, much more. And so even if you know that you're going to fail, even if the best marketers know that they're going to fail the most often, it's what you do around that matters most. It's what you do around that matters most. So this is actually coming from a subscriber question. The question that I got, and it's Mailbox Monday, that's why I'm answering a subscriber question. The question that I got is, what's the best way to increase the chance of delivering results for clients? What's the best way to increase the chance of delivering results for clients? That's from Jerome. If you have a question you'd like me to answer in an upcoming episode, check the link in the description. It goes to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask. That's breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask to submit your question to have it answered in an upcoming episode. So after the break, we will answer Jerome's question. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. Okay, so the best way to increase your marketing campaign success is to test. So you want to increase the chance you're going to deliver results for clients. Number one, you have to find clients who have a testing mentality, a testing attitude, a testing practice, a testing culture. Clients who are not just assuming that you're going to show up and have the perfect copy delivered from on high and in beams of light coming from heaven. And that, hey, we're all humans. We do our best. We create this marketing that we expect is going to work based on all of our experience, all of our learning, all of our best thinking, all of our research, all of our effort going into making the best possible campaign. But even so, all humans, especially copywriters, are fallible. We are fallible. We don't know exactly what's going to work. And I think that that's one of the wonderful things about marketing, and it's also one of the terrifying things about marketing, that we can do our best and we can have something that we're incredibly confident should work. But the market can just tell us, you know what, go back to the drawing board on that one. And so the best way to increase your chances of marketing campaign success for your business, for your client's business, is to test and to have that be built into your system, your process from the beginning. Now, I want to loop in a couple lessons that I got from Dan Kennedy, from Gary Bencivenga, from Perry Marshall, and hey, a little bit of my own reflection on all of that and how I've brought it together and integrated it into my own personal approach here. So, number one, Dan Kennedy. I still remember. I remember him being on stage at one of my very first marketing conferences, and he was showing off a $30,000 check that was for 1/3 of the fee for this project that he was working on. And he said, what makes it so that I'm able to get these big checks? Well, it's basically that I'm able to keep a straight face while I quote my fees. It's not that I'm guaranteed to give these people results. It's not that I'm guaranteed to create, magnificent, monstrous profits. Yes, I have a lot of experience. I know how to do it. But even then, I sometimes fail. But I have this simple agreement that when I'm doing this project with these clients, and these clients are able to justify this because they know if they create a success, they are able to make many times this back in profits. This simple agreement that I have with these clients is that, hey, I'll keep creating test versions of my copy for as long as you keep spending money on testing it. So Dan Kennedy taught, I will keep creating test versions of my marketing as long as you, the client, are going to keep spending money to test it. And so, hey, I recognize that not everything is going to be a winner out of the gate, and I'm going to try my best to make a winner out of the gate. And this is powerful and this is good. And yet, I know that even with 3 decades plus of experience at the time, that I'm not able to create a winner every single time. My friend and client and colleague Brian Kurtz said that he is 100% able to pick the winner in any marketing test after the test is complete and all the data has been gathered. And Brian ran a $100 million, $150 million a year direct mail and direct response marketing operation. So Dan Kennedy's lesson, keep creating test versions as long as the client is spending money to test it. What about Gary Bencivenga? Well, Gary Bencivenga, he actually said that a lot of times when he was working with clients, he would actually ask the client if he could create not 1, but 2 versions of the marketing to run in the initial test. And the first version that he would always create was he likes baseball metaphors. And so the first version was the base hitter, like that hitter that you put in the game when you need to get runners on base, right? It's the hitter who is very consistent about getting runners onto base. And so the marketing equivalent of that is the marketing that hits all the necessary sales points, that has kind of a proven, benefit oriented, hey, if you respond to this, if you want this benefit, this is what you need to do, right? And it's this very basic approach to marketing that, hey, this is most likely to be at least a profitable component of this test that we're running. And then the second version that Gary would want to test is a home run swing. So, Babe Ruth famously was not only the home run king, he was also the strikeout king. Like records for the number of strikeouts, number of times he was up to bat and got 3 strikes and went back to the dugout. But he was also known for having the record for the most balls hit over the fence, running all the way around the bases, all the way back home. And so that second version of marketing that you test is something that maybe is just a bigger idea. It's just more exciting. It's more out there. It's more something where it is more likely to get the prospect to vibrate, to be excited about it, but also carry some risk because it's maybe a little bit different than the proven. It's a little bit different from what the client has been doing before. It's a little bit different than how things are presented and sold in the marketplace. So Gary Bencivenga's lesson was to create at least 2 test versions out of the gate, and one of them a much more reliable, maybe more benefits-oriented approach, and one of them something a little bit different that's designed to capture the attention in a new way. And if it works, it's probably going to work really big, but there's a chance it's not going to work as well. On to the lesson from Perry Marshall, another friend and client. Perry wrote a book, 80/20 Sales and Marketing. Very very big, successful book and very good book in terms of understanding marketing and understanding marketing math and understanding like how the economics of marketing works and what's important in marketing. So 80/20 sales and marketing, one of the things that he teaches in there is that, like so many things in life, like so many things, marketing results and marketing tests follow the 80/20 principle. Now, of course, the ratios can vary from test to test, but basically a small few is going to have outsized results compared to the trivial many. And so if you use the 80/20, if you use the 80/20 ratio, you're saying that 20% of the marketing is going to generate 80% of the results. And in a test, you're going to have 20% of any test be like of any number of tests that you run be the bigger winners, and you're going to have 20% be total losers. And so basically out of every 5 tests that you run, 1 is going to be a big winner, 1 is going to be a big loser, and the other 3 are probably going to test like in the middle. They're not going to make a big difference. Okay. But then this is where this gets really cool, is that Perry also teaches fractal 80/20, which is within the top 20%, there's another top 20%. And basically what that means is that 1 out of 25, like if you're testing with, pretty good inputs going into the tests, 1 out of 25 is going to be your runaway big winner. And you may not even know which one that's going to be or why or anything like that. But 1 out of 25 is going to be much more likely to just go off the charts and get you all the favorable economics and all the favorable response rate and all of that. And so if you are looking to increase your marketing campaign success, testing 25 different entry points into your marketing campaign is much more likely to find you that one that is the biggest winner versus testing, 1 thing, testing 2 things, right? So kind of bringing these all together, lessons I've learned, number 1, show up ready to test. Show up ready to test. Like with any marketing campaign, don't expect a winner out of the gate. It's great if you get a winner out of the gate, but even if you get a winner out of the gate, it's probably not the best thing that you could do. It's probably just the beginning. So show up ready to test whether you have something that doesn't work or something that does work. Always consider that first version only a test version. Always consider that first version only a test that you're going to use to learn from, to iterate, to create some new test, to improve upon, to just get better going forward. And then if traffic volume supports, so if you have a big enough email list, if you're spending enough money on paid traffic, whatever it is, if traffic volume supports, start by testing. Don't just start by testing like one thing, does this work, does this not, this binary on off, right? If traffic volume supports, say, does version A or version B work better? Or version ABC or ABCDEFG, right? But start by testing, especially if you have enough traffic volume that you're able to get some statistical significance out of the gate. And with that in mind, it's a great thing to test the top of your funnel first. So what does that mean? Well, even if your funnel is email, sales page, checkout page, thank you page, the email is going to get the most eyeballs, right? And with the most eyeballs, you have the opportunity for the most actions, the most conversions, therefore the most data. And so if you test that email, you're going to get statistically significant results there earliest. And that's going to allow you to send more traffic to the next step, that sales page, where you can test there next because you have more eyeballs on that. And then you're going to test through to the order page, and then you're going to test through to the thank you page. So especially if you're testing for any kind of high traffic volume, test the first impression first, because there's usually the most impressions there, the most actions that are taken, the most conversions in terms of even just a click is considered a conversion in a test like this. And so being able to test all the way through gets you the most traffic and the most leverage in your initial testing. Now, alternatively, if you're just gonna roll out like, okay, here's our thing. For example, I recently rolled out a funnel, and there was the sales page, the order page, the upsell page, the thank you page, all of that. And I found one spot in there that wasn't working as well as I expected. And so, of course, that turns into my first test. And so it's not necessarily that you're always testing the top of funnel first, but depending on what you're doing and the amount of traffic that you're driving to it, you may want to do that. Or if you have a high probability funnel, you just roll that out and you see, where maybe the stats are not exactly where you want them to be, and you grow from there. So ultimately, like what this comes down to, the best way to increase the chance of delivering results for clients or for your own marketing campaigns, the way to create the maximum amount of success out of the gate is actually to expect that you're not going to create the maximum amount of success out of the gate, and to bring this testing mentality, this testing methodology, this testing practice into what you do in terms of creating marketing campaigns for yourself, for clients, for whoever, and find a way, like make it an added benefit of working with you that, hey, I recognize that I can do my best. We can all do our best in marketing and have something that doesn't work as well as it could right out of the gate. What makes me different is that I make sure to do the testing required to not just start with a high probability winner, but to increase success as we go forward, as we continue to use this marketing. And that's the power of testing. Hey, right? And this actually goes all the way back to the Principles in Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, written 100 years ago, like first published 100 years ago. And just as relevant, more relevant than ever before, more powerful than ever before, thanks to the power of the internet and technology and the ability to drive traffic fast and like test and iterate fast and get information fast. So scientific advertising, incredibly powerful. And if you would like to actually get a free audiobook and PDF of Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, I recorded it for my own use, but I'm sharing it with you. That's at Free Scientific Advertising. Remember, if you have a question you'd like to have answered in an upcoming episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets on Mailbox Monday, that's at breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/ask. The link is in the description. And I have even more training on testing, copywriting, marketing, conversions, all of that in my BTMS Insiders training library. It's like Netflix for copywriting and marketing training. That link is in the description as well. That's at btmsinsiders.com. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I would love it if you'd leave a comment with this episode. Let me know on a scale 1 to 10 how valuable you found it and why. What are your action items? What are your takeaways? What did you get? How might you adjust the way that you're launching your marketing campaigns as a result of what you've heard in this episode? Leave that in the comments below, along with your rating on a 1 to 10 scale of how much value you got. Also, tap that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you. And so the magical algorithms of the internet know to share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it directly and subscribe before you go. You can subscribe here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. That's where you sign up to get my daily emails Monday through Friday, including episode notifications and more exclusive content for email subscribers. Once again, I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Always aiming for that 10 out of 10 value. I hope I've delivered it here, and I'll catch you again in the next episode. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.